Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. This video is very simple. It's about freedom and entrepreneurship. And it's not what you might think it is, because if you are on YouTube, you have a lot of these get rich quick videos. You have a lot of these young business guys or entrepreneurs targeting you probably and promising you stuff. And the main pitch is because you get freedom, right? And so, yeah, everybody wants freedom. Freedom from going to work, freedom from just doing whatever you want, having your own schedule. All of that ties back to money, how much money you have, and if you're trading time for money. So essentially, if you're an employee, you will never get freedom. It's by definition impossible. And if you're an employer, there's a slight chance that you might get it. But I want to talk about what's wrong with this concept, because I would say I achieved this type of freedom, but it's overrated. Freedom is overrated, meaning that you can get as much freedom as you want, but if you don't have really good clarity on purpose what you're doing with that freedom, it's gonna lead you to destruction, actually. So most people then, when they achieve any level of success, they sabotage themselves with over stimulations and pleasure, because entrepreneurship is very difficult. It's kind of like Tusky and Ups, right? Like you're going against everything in society and you're trying to improve yourself. You have to grow your business, you have to change yourself as a human. It's impossible to grow a business if you're not motivated, disciplined, if you don't have skills. All this is very difficult to get. Most people don't get it, so that's why they stay stuck. But if you are improving like that, then you reach this level of freedom. Let's say you get to 1 million or 10 million or whatever, and it's like you start enjoying life. You go to vacations and all that good stuff, and you still work, of course. But it's like, is that it? Like, it's not like I have had those things like private jets and stuff, but it's like, I don't find it that crazy to be honest that this would motivate me. Like the freedom that motivates me is that I get to choose what I do with my time sometimes. So for example, for me, I need to be for Juma ready because I'm the imam of this masjid, and other people have jobs, so it's impossible they can do this long term. So it's important that I always have a window on Fridays for about 2 or 3 hours where I don't work. And this would be impossible if I was employee, or if I go to Mecca, if I do Umrah or whatever I want to do. I never have to ask anyone. I can just do it and just plan it out, of course, because even as an entrepreneur, you have a lot of things on your plate, and you have your customers, you have your investors, you have all these things you have to worry about. But you can shuffle things around. You're not tied to anything. So that's where I see like the advantage, because I do believe in today's world, you're a slave, man. I'm sorry to say it. You're a slave if you're an employee. Doesn't matter if you're a software engineer, you're still a slave. Because you are trading your time. Even if you make $20,000 per month, which is great salary, you still need to show up to work. You still need to be there for client tickets. You still need to build that software. And I, as an owner, I don't have to do any of that. So you have to show up. You still will be stressed. You still will have no time. So even if you move to Bali and live a great life and have so much freedom, you don't have freedom. You have to work 8 hours a day just for a better salary. You're a rich slave, right? You're a rich slave, but you're still a slave, technically speaking. Not in a derogatory terms, but you don't have the freedom that you claimed you have. Money didn't buy you freedom. You're still tied to your job or your career. So I do believe that this is important for people to get that. It's not a journey for everybody, but if you can, try to be an entrepreneur, try to be a founder, because really in this society, in this system where we live in, this will help you elevate. It will take like 10 years, but essentially you will get past the things that most people will be always running in circles with. So your money will be solved, your time will be free, you won't have a stress, you will get a house without riba. And if you tie it Islamically, so you can get a house without riba, you can take care of your wife and kids, no issues. You have free time, you can travel around the world, you can do Juma, you can do something for Islam. All these things are tied to your money, and if you don't, you can have money but you don't have time, so then you can't do anything. Or if you have money, or if you don't have money, then that's even a bigger problem, because you have to always think about yourself first, and that's you can never kind of think about the community or anything else, because you're kind of living month to month, right? So I think it's important that people realize, like, there's so much opportunity out there, to be honest, really, to make, like, it sounds crazy to some, but to make $1 million, it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult to make. It's just people have these barriers of belief systems in them. It's like Islam. People don't want to go to Islam because they have to change themselves. They have to change from Christianity or from atheism and really rediscover their beliefs. Same with entrepreneurship. You think it's crazy to have $1 million. It's nothing. It's change for somebody. It's like change, like petty cash. So really, it's nothing. It's available to everybody. If you change, if you start being disciplined, wake up, upskill, you don't do stupid stuff, and you just work for 10 years, you'll be there. Anyways, but if that freedom you get isn't tied to Islam, or isn't tied to Deen, or it doesn't have a specific purpose, you'll be like, Dan Bilzerian or like Bill Gates. You'll try to take over the world, or because this dunya is limited. So even if you get freedom, what to do in this dunya? What is the purpose of this freedom? Like, you either go super crazy into pleasure seeking, and you can do anything. You can pay people, you can have prostitutes, you can have all this stuff. So you'd be like P. Diddy, right? You'll start having crazy amount of power over other people, because it's possible, because you can just pay them and they'll do it because they need the money. So you can be like this powerful, greedy human. But again, money isn't doing anything. It's you are evil. Money is nothing. It's just paper. Or you become like this guy who wants to take over the world and play it nice, Bill Gates type of stuff. Or you become like this pleasure-seeking monster. So it's not really great, to be honest. Or you have a family and you have a stable life, but really, how many people who are rich have like really good families and the kids are raised properly and stuff? Like, very little, especially in the West. So really, the best thing is, like, if you have solid the Deen and Islam, and you have a vision, like, okay, if I get this much money, I can pay for the house, I can pay for my family, and I can pay for my grave. And then maybe I'll invest in the masjid, I'll buy a land, or I'll donate to charity, do sadaqah jariyah, so after I'm dead, it's gonna continue forever. Money solves problems, really, that's simple. Like, I'm not against money, I love it, because it solves problems. You have an issue, you can usually solve it with money. So why have this belief, like, I don't like no, like, most things are solved with money. Our masjid wouldn't work without money. Our community, your life, everything is tied to money. Like, you have to focus on it. It's impossible to just live life without it. So, like, if you really focus on it, you will achieve better outcomes. If you don't focus on it, you'll be not achieving better outcomes. You'll be struggling, and that struggle, it will lead you, it's gonna be like so painful to live. So really, to not live in that pain, you need to worry about money. You need to at some point. It will catch up to you, like in your 40s or 50s. If you don't do it, then basically, you'll have bad outcomes. And I know this because I have family who have this mindset. So your wife leaves you, or your kids, or whatever. Like, you'll have so many issues in your life. So really, get your money right. That's number one priority of a man in Islam. Get your money right, because you need to take care of your family. That's an obligation, and without that, that's impossible. So you gotta do it, man. Anyways, but I'm talking to people who are kind of more ambitious. It's not gonna help you if you don't have Deen and priorities, and and those priorities are linked to Islam, which then can help the community and everybody else and yourself in the grave, in the barzakh, when Munkar and Nakir will come ask you 3 questions, which we all know. Who's your Rabb? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? If you're gonna fail on that, then none of the money will help you. However, we live in this age, so that's my message. Freedom is overrated but necessary. Money is overrated but necessary. All right, Muslim entrepreneur. If you are a Muslim entrepreneur, like let me know, because I'm looking for some to hang out with, because we might create something unique maybe in the future. So subhanallah, that would be great to know. All right, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.